Watch fans, today we're going to be looking at what is a personal favorite for me. When I first started selling Jaeger LeCoultre, or JLC, or as we call it in America, Jaeger, I absolutely fell in love with this watch once I could understand what it truly did, how complicated it was, and it also showed me how amazing this watchmaker truly is as a company. I absolutely fell in love with the, as you would say, Duomètre Quantième Lunaire, which in America we would just say Duometre. But it just has a sexy ring to it when you say it that French way, or when you let it roll off your tongue and give that nice Swiss accent to it, which I personally like, because not only does the sound give those nice slopes and curves, but so does the watch itself. This watch really gives you a lot of features that are actually jammed or compacted into one piece. And that is one of the things that made me fall in love with it. When I think about the quality of a watch overall, I want to know how much watchmaking is really put into it. And when you tell me it's a complication, is it really complicated? Well, this one actually is. So for the Duome, it is definitely those things. And it was also a watch that was really ahead of its time. When I say ahead of its time, this was actually released in 2012. Now, you'll find things like coaxials, you'll find dual escapements, where it's actually relieving the energy and a nice even tone completely throughout the watch. Whereas you had other watchmakers who have been fighting for that same piece or for it to do those same things since the 1990s. Yes, Omega has actually purchased that with the coaxial escapement, and they have finally finished it. They have gotten into that master level of it, and it does a lot of what this watch has been doing since 2012. Let's get into some of the features of this watch because I know that you would definitely enjoy them as you look at them themselves. Now, looking at this dial itself, the dial actually can complicate things. First thing that I absolutely love, if you notice, the actual time and clock is actually to the left of the watch itself. That was actually very wise to position it that way, simply because most times the watch is going to be under your cuff or sleeve. So it does give kind of a peekaboo to you, and it shows you exactly what the timing is while still covering the other functions that you may not be using at that moment. But the features themselves definitely are complicated, and I love how they're fitted onto the watch itself. Now, when we look at the other side of the watch, we actually get the lunar calendar, which is actually colored, but then we also have an aged moon calendar as well as the date calendar. And it is actually really easy to set, really to go forward with, because there's a simple push button that's actually on the side of the watch. Yes, they've actually broken it down to where you can actually quick change for your calendar by simply pushing the button, and it will actually change those features for you while you're continuing to wear the watch without having to stop it at all. However, if you are a person who loves accuracy on a watch, so stopping the watch can be one of those things that you want to do to make sure that the timing is absolutely perfect. This one actually has that too. With a 1/6 of a second in accuracy for the actual second hand itself, yes, that's what this micro hand is actually doing. It's giving you that extreme accuracy. But when you're ready to stop it and get it to zero, you pull out just a half click. And by pulling out just that half click, as you notice, the watch is dead stopped at zero. I absolutely love that feature. To tell me that you can give me that kind of accuracy inside of a second, and I can still have a dead stop feature where I can actually set it to the atomic clock so that I can make sure that it is exactly where I want it. And then once I do get it going, as long as both power reserves, yes, I did say both power reserves. If you do notice on the dial, there's going to be one to the left and one to the right. This winds a little bit different than most watches does. When we're winding this watch, you actually have a tick and ratchet is what we would actually call it back at JLC. So when you do one way, you're actually winding one side of the power reserve, and you'll hear the ratcheting actually going backwards on the other side. As you do that, you're going back and forth or rocking that crown itself, and the crown is actually filling up both sides of the power reserve with 50 hours on each side. And again, they're releasing at this even keel, so you never have to worry about the amplitude jumping up or down. Those are features that you don't find on watches, and there's a reason why only JLC focuses more on the Duometre or the Duome. This is one of those things that there was a bet placed a long time ago, and so you don't see other Swiss watch brands actually doing this anymore because Jaeger or Jaeger, when he was independent, was a betting guy who made the perfect bet and bet on the perfect design. We want to know what you think about this amazing watch. here at Swiss Watch Expo. So tell us here in the comments below.